Welcome to Constructive Influence, the podcast where we explore the people, projects, and partnerships that are shaping the construction business today. I'm Kim Mccain, the Director of Business Development for TW Constructors and our family of businesses, including Mechanical Solutions and Fire Solutions. And I just want to say that today we're talking about the talent crunch, solving the skilled labor shortage. And you know what? We're going to be joined by a very special guest today. He is Charlie Harr. He's a business representative for Pipefitters Local 562 here in St. Louis. It's one of the largest and most respected unions in the city. And it's one of our business and industry partners. And he's here to talk about how they're building and sustaining the next generation of pipefitters in Local 562. All right, so let's set the stage. With what's happening across the country and right here in Missouri, we're seeing a generational turnover in the trades, a push for more tech integration on job sites. So let's get Charlie in on the conversation. Charlie, so from your vantage point, what are some of the biggest challenges that are facing the trades right now?
The biggest challenges are probably transfer of knowledge from the guys that have been in the business for so many years and transferring to the younger generation. And a lot of people say it's hard to get the help. I don't find that as much. We've got a lot of folks interested, a lot of young folks interested, and it's just weeding those people out to make sure that this is really what they want to do. We consider this a career and not a job. But like I said, probably transferring the knowledge of the folks. There's kind of I guess we could say a little bit of a gap. The guys that really know this business, there's been some that have retired, and then we were a little bit slow for some years back in the late, 08 to 2010 or whatever. So getting that knowledge before those guys leave, even though the technology, the training's there and all that good stuff, but just getting that knowledge transferred to these younger folks is what I see is probably a bigger thing. But finding help, I don't see that being a huge problem. A lot of folks are interested in this.
So you're doing a good job at recruiting. So how are you preparing the next generation of pipe fitters? If you say that the transference of knowledge is really a hindrance to you, how do you work through that?
A lot of it's just, one of the things is training, and more training. We have a state-of-the-art training center, Plumbers and Pipefitters 562. We have an 88,000 square foot training facility. We have a 5-year apprenticeship. So all of that training going to the school and then also on the job site. So when I say on the job site, that transfer of knowledge, we have to reach out to the contractors to make sure they know that we're in that predicament. So the guys that are seasoned in this, they shadow or mentor these young folks, and that's how we're challenge. It is a challenge and it's an obstacle, but as long as everybody's on the same page, they understand it, and we have a good working relationship with those folks.
So Charlie, let's talk about union membership today as opposed to like 10 to 20 years ago. What are some of the benefits and career pathways that you see with the pipe fitters?
Well, some of the benefits that Local 562 has, for one, we have 2 retirement plans. We've got second to none on the healthcare. We actually have our own healthcare facility that's located in the same building that my office is at, which is open to the membership, to the spouses, and to their dependents. We've got a full staff of doctors that are actually linked to the healthcare network, whether it be doctors from SSM or whatnot, but they're primary physicians, chiropractor, dermatologist. We've got our own vision center, counselors, pediatrician, OBGYN. It's kind of like an urgent care type place. And it's just, like I said, stay there. If you walked into the facility, you would think that you're in BJC. full staff
Wow.
RNs, and it's all open to the membership, and that is a very unique situation that Local 562 has. I think there's some other labor unions that have something, but of course, I'm going to be biased and say they're not like ours by any means. But that's one of the perks, and plus it's good. It goes to the retirees, and that's one of our biggest assets, are retirees. Because what I had mentioned before, I had said to you that they laid the platform out. So things like this healthcare that we have currently as active members carries on to the retirees as well. That's huge, and that is the biggest elephant in the room for folks is healthcare. When it comes to retirement age, they retire with dignity and knowing they're going to be taken care of, and they don't have to continue on. I mean, obviously construction is hard on folks anyway, so you get to that certain point, it's time to go. But with our facility, it's amazing when people see it, tour it, use it, they understand that we have a really good thing here. And like I said, taking care of them. Unfortunately, folks get older. If they pass, their spouse is still able to use that facility as well. So it's a really nice setup that we have. And
that's better than the
shout out to
VA.
the retirees. What's that?
I said that's better
VA?
than the VA. Yeah.
I would I would say that you could put up against any of them. But yeah. It's a really nice deal.
That is a great perk. That is a great perk. So I know that you said you do a lot of work in Jefferson County. What about St. Louis City, St. Louis County, and some of the areas like Florissant Valley Community College or Forest Park? Do you all go into those areas and
Absolutely.
recruit as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. One of our big ones too, any of the community colleges. So they can always reach out to us. If they have something that's going to be an open house, chances are we're there. And our training coordinator, he'll put a schedule together, sends it out to all the business agents, all the instructors, which all of our instructors at the training school, everybody has done this business, except for the doctors and all them. They were not wealthy on time. But so all of our folks that are involved in that have done this before throughout their career. But that being said, as far as any of the community colleges, Forest Park, Rankin's another huge one, which is more, obviously, they're already in the trade school, but we do open houses there continually and recruit from those guys as well. But yeah, there's a lot of info out there. All they have to do is let us know. If they have a trade, something, I call it a trade show or an open house, we go to them. We're there. I personally, though, as a business agent, when I was talking about Jefferson County, is because we have different business agents covering different areas. I do cover South. I cover South City. I cover South County and Jeff County, but and then the other agents cover the other parts. So they're active in it as well. So we all kind of zone into the spot that we have and take care of that with those junior colleges.
Do the great work that you do. Yeah, there's been a big push on trades with young people. A lot of people are steering their young sons and nephews and people away from going to the 4-year colleges, or encouraging them, say, hey, go get a 4-year degree, but still look at the trade. So, I mean, it's a big thing right now.
Absolutely. I mean,
people looking at it.
It's the trades aren't for everybody, but then the 4-year schools aren't for everybody either. And I'm glad to see that they're opening those doors more. They're putting it into some of the younger generation into the high schools. When I was a kid, I took welding. That stuff is obsolete, the shop classes. They're putting that back in there, and that's what we need, because we have got to do that. We've got to fill those jobs, fill those positions, and take care of our infrastructure. Building new, I mean, it's, people don't even realize what it all entails until they would really walk around and look at something. And I guess that's probably in my blood, because I'm one of those guys, you walk into a building, I look how it was built. I'm thinking about the mechanical part of it. When you walk into a building downtown and it's heated or it's cooled, how did that happen? You turn the water on, all of that good stuff. Just and we need people to fill that. So it's good that they're opening those doors again. And you come out with a making a very, very good living being able to provide for your family, for the retirement part of it, the health care, and you're not coming out with $100,000 debt. That's a huge thing.
Exactly.
We're one of the only ones too, which I do brag about 562 a lot. Our apprentices, they get paid to go to school. So it's kind of a loss, but we call it block training. So our apprentices go through Monday through Friday. They get a schedule. The contractor, Mechanical Solutions, get a schedule for the apprentices that they're employed. The block training changes. When you first start out as a first year, it's 5 weeks for that year. And our school year runs from September to May, 2 semesters, just like this, same thing as a college does or high school. And as you progress, those weeks go down. So you start off as a first year, it's 5 weeks of that training, Monday through Friday, just depending on what next year we're going to have 850 apprentices in that training center, which is
the
biggest we've ever had. So that has to be divided up a bit to be able to, the capacity is only there. So we divide it up so you get the schedule. But what I was getting at is by the 5th year of an apprentice, they go 2 weeks that year. But we require all the apprentices to go to night school. Night school, they don't get paid, but they're not paying to go to school either. So a lot of people pay good money for this kind of training. So, but yeah, that's kind of how our program works in a nutshell.
That is awesome. So what are some large scale projects that are coming to St. Louis that you're excited about?
And I don't know the exact name of it, but there is a data center that's coming out by Warrenton. But one of the unique things about St. Louis is all the medical. I mean, they're always expanding. Right now, we've got the new Cardinal Glennon Hospital. Mechanical Solutions is part of that as well. Just the medical field, between research and just the state-of-the-art medical facilities that we have, that's always there. There's a new hospital going out west, I think, by Wentzville. But just for instance, the Cardinal Glennon, between the plumbers and the pipe fitters, probably in December, we're going to have about 100 members down there working on that project, just members from 562. That's not counting all the other trades. So that's big. MSD is one of our big customers. There's always expansion on that. Technology in that and the waste treatment it's amazing. People don't realize it until just the amount of miles of pipe and pump stations and all that stuff with MSD. Missouri American, there's a huge project in Hog Hollow for the water treatment. Ameren, big partner with all of the labor unions and the building trades in St. Louis, but Ameren's converting a couple that are plants over to natural gas. So there's a lot of work there. But like I said, the data center ones, if those come, ICL, big battery plant, that's going to be up in North St. Louis. It's up by North Broadway and 70. That's going to be a huge project. So a lot of them on the books. It's just getting those big ones. You hear about them, everybody gets excited. It just takes a while for them to start because there's a lot in play to get those going.
Yeah, construction is very interesting. As St. Louis obviously is growing, and we've had some starts and stops and some interesting things that have been happening. But I mean, we're coming along. It's getting there.
Oh, absolutely. And it's old infrastructure too. Not to mention Boeing. Boeing's got a huge projects going on out there right now. But that's why we call all of our members mechanics, because it's all those mechanical systems. They got to be maintained. They break, and we're there to fix them or put new ones in. So there's a lot.
So looking forward, I know that technology is evolving fast as well. So even in traditional trades, innovation is part of the conversation. Are you seeing any tech or automation trends beginning to impact the pipe fitters?
Yes, because there is automation there. I mean, especially when you look at the HVAC side of it on chillers and boilers and whatnot. I mean, to diagnose what is wrong with a chiller, our techs go in and they plug in a laptop and it gives a diagnosis. So we have that tech, but at the same time, we also need our folks to be able to fix that. So they could go from a diagnosis to be able to tear that machine apart and check it. Some of them, I mean, they can maintain it from their house, temperature control, humidity, whatnot. But as technology changes, we keep up with that as well. Like I said, was when I had mentioned before, our training center, anything that's out there, pretty much we have. But as far as automation taking the place, that doesn't bother me as bad. We do have like orbital welding. So if you get into the construction side, but you still got to have somebody manning that. And the machine does do it. Automation, but at the same time, we're always going to have hands on. But learning it, and I had mentioned that before about training, that's our biggest thing. That separates us from the rest is our training.
Absolutely. So how can people get more involved if they wanted to say contact you, or what are the next steps if they say, okay, I want to do this, I want to go into construction, I specifically want to go into being a pipe fitter. What are the steps?
So they can go to our website. Plumbers and Pipefitters Local 562 has a website. Folks can apply on there, and we have an open application interview process. There's only so many slots to fill, so they can do that online. They can also, if they're involved in, I mean, we reach out to a lot of the schools, not only the Rankins and the junior colleges, but well, with the junior colleges, the ATS programs. So there's a lot of information online, but they can always call up at the Union Hall and ask questions about it. There's been quite a few folks that just started into it or were interested, but maybe they did the ATS and they did a half day through their junior and senior year, and half day at the school, and then half day at like Jeffco Community College. I deal with those folks a lot. I get folks in that way as well. So the information is out there.
So apprenticeship programs as well. Do you work with those organizations?
Yes, I mean, other apprenticeship programs, not as much. The thing is that, like I was mentioning, the ATS, we're seeing a lot more where the ATS programs, which are, high school age kids.
Could you explain to me what ATS is?
ATS is what that is it's say you're going to junior and senior year, you hear the tech school, South County Tech, North County Tech. Now some of the community colleges are doing it. So they do a half day of their regular curricular activity at whatever high school they're going to. Then the rest of the day they spend learning the trade. So that was, when I was really young, that was a big thing to do. And then it kind of went away. Everybody was going to the 4-year college. The high schools kind of lost some of their shop classes. They're getting back into that now. And I see that happening a lot with I deal with the folks at South County Tech, so I'll talk to the counselors there. Jeffco Community College, we go to open houses. Our training center also goes to high schools for career days as well too. So any of the high schools, they reach out to our training center, our training coordinator. They'll schedule something, and they'll have some of the instructors or some of the business agents like myself, and we'll go out there and set up a stand and communicate with these folks and let them know what is out there. So that's a good way of recruiting some of these folks.
So we talked a lot about skills and training, but what are some of the soft skills you would say would be something that a person who's eyeing this career should really focus on?
Right now, some of the soft skills, I would say probably more on the service side. We're looking for service people, whether it's HVAC or plumbing service. There's a lot on that. A lot of opportunity, I should say, on that. So if I was coming into this and wanted to do it, I would look at that as well. I mean, we're always going to need everybody in the heavy construction, the welding, but service end of it, I would look at that really hard, and that's it's a very lucrative career.
Absolutely. How long have you been in the business, Charlie?
25 years. So I was in the military. I got out of the military. I actually worked for Pepsi-Cola for a while, drove a truck, and then I got into the pipe fitters. And then I just kind of took advantage of it, of what I could. Whatever was there, I did it. I try to make myself employable, and it's been great. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your insight, for your leadership. It's clear that with the right training, obviously, outreach, partnerships, and the future of skilled trades is still going strong. And it continues with the work that you do over at Local 562. So thank you for taking time out of your schedule today. And if you have anything else to add, and tell people where they can specifically get in contact with you.
They can call 314-355-1000, and that's Local 562's phone number. They can ask for Charlie. My last name is Harr, H-A with 2 R's. And they can also look on our website and just Google Plumbers and Pipefitters Local 562, and there's a lot of information in there on that website. It tells about what we do, what we're about. We cover a lot of ground in the state of Missouri. We cover 67 counties. It throws out a number of our membership. With retirees, we're like at 4,500. I think with dependents now, with retirees, we're close to 10,000. So there's a lot of information on the website as well. It's a lot of the people that I talk to that are interested, that even contact me, I'm like, look that up and just look at it. And then also, to go one step farther, we're part of the United Association, the UA. They also have a website that kind of gives an overview of how many locals belong to the United Association, kind of gives an oversight of the whole big picture of everything of what we're all about.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Charlie. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much.